Welcome, fellow nerds, to this episode of Nerd Shit, hosted by Lord Brad Brad and Riorik, where we discuss all things nerd. Whether it's anime, movies, comic books, video games, Magic the Gathering, or Dungeons & Dragons. If it's nerd, we talk about it. So pull up your favorite chair, pour a glass of mead, and get ready to come and discuss everything nerd shit.
Kick us off, homie.
Well, you just kicked us off. Anyways, we're just going to welcome you guys back to the show, and we're very late, but we've been really busy.
Well, I've been really sick.
And I got my first days off, like, Saturday since February.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
I thought December was like y'all's super busy time.
People had vacation, so they made me cover for them. And then someone's doing manager work out in Dallas. People don't want to work.
We need to hurry up and get those other spots filled.
I'm trying.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell everybody what's on tap for today?
All right. So we watched the DnD movie and the Mario movie.
Not exactly Marvel versus DC, but we're kind of in a lull, right?
Nerd shit.
Nerd shit.
And let's be honest here, these are probably the best movies to come out of 2023. And it's early, and I'm already willing to say that.
Yeah, they were both really freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
So, which one do you want to start with?
We'll start with Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Everyone...
Well, hold up. So...
It came first.
I know, but we last talked about Ant-Man versus Shazam, right?
Yeah.
But we've also seen John Wick.
Yes, but I think we're good there. Everyone likes John Wick.
But we had an issue with this John Wick, didn't we?
Just one.
Which was?
What the heck was the tracker doing?
Yeah, he was just kind of there, right?
I don't know. He just kind of felt there. I didn't like it.
Yeah, a big story miss there.
Huge.
Hopefully they circle back to that in part 5.
I hope he's part of the ballerina thing, and it's like a little thing between John Wick 3 and 4.
Maybe.
I hope.
And the ballerina has been confirmed for theaters next summer.
Next summer?
I want to say it was like mid to late June 2024.
All right. I'm hoping it's between like John Wick 3 and 4, and they give him something.
Yeah.
Because if not, then that movie's...
And John Wick, or Keanu Reeves as John Wick, has been confirmed as having at least a cameo of some sorts in the ballerina.
Nice.
So John Wick will be there to tie everything together to a degree. And then the Continental, the series around Winston as he takes over the hotel, has been confirmed for later this year. It was originally supposed to be like on Showtime. Mm-hmm. And then Showtime got bought out by NBC Universal. So they were talking about putting it on Peacock. And I can't remember. It's either going to be on Peacock or Hulu. One of those two. I can't remember which.
I just miss when everything was on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice when you had one streaming system and now everybody's fighting for a piece of that pie.
Yeah.
But
that's okay. I got my One Piece hat.
Yeah, but it's only 3 episodes. It's like a mini-series.
I hope each episode's like an hour long.
Probably.
I'd hope.
But yeah, look for that later this year as it gets closer and we find out more about the release date. I'm sure we'll talk about it again. But just FYI.
I hope so.
So you want to start with D&D?
Yeah, it came out first. We watched it first.
Okay. So where you want to start?
It was a great movie.
I freaking loved it.
It was great.
So it was like somebody had a campaign and turned it into a movie.
Yeah, and it even like the parts where you're like, that's weird. Well, yeah, trust me, that's just a real campaign setting right there. Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of stuff that really harkened back to some of our actual D&D experiences. Yeah. So it was really, really cool.
Yeah, like there's a scene where he's trying to cut ropes on a stairs. I could see us trying to do that, and he didn't do it well, so he rolled like a 1.
Well, no. Yeah, he was failing his rolls, but he wasn't doing a crit fail because nothing bad happened to him.
I think he was able, just because he's a bard, not crit fail.
Maybe, he had his own bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
And you could tell, they didn't actually call it that, but he gave inspiring speeches to all the people throughout the thing.
Yeah. Throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, so he was using bardic inspiration even though they didn't actually declare it, which was kind of cool.
And the only reason they didn't give him like any spells is because they wanted the wizard to do all the magic, and they wanted him to seem like, he's a bard, he's a casual player. Everyone here is casual. Mm-hmm. So that's what they were trying to make it seem like.
So they did an interview with Chris Pine about the movie, and they asked him what it was like, and he was like, well, there wasn't really a lot of action. I wasn't fighting. I was just, talking shit.
Yeah.
And running. Talking shit and running, I think is what he said. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's what our bard does too.
Mm-hmm. Well, our bard does a little bit more than that. Our bard's a nympho.
Yeah, he's pretty weird. But
so is our paladin. Our paladin's a nympho too. Oh, did I fail to mention I'm a paladin?
Yeah. I play whatever. I really want to play like the heavy classes that just go around hitting people, but you usually have like 3 of those. So I gotta play like a warlock, a cleric. What else have I played? In one of our own little things, I played a pirate. But
yeah. So I'm really curious about some of the new D&D like games that are coming out. What is it? Savage Worlds.
There's that one. There's
Genesis. Genesis.
Okay, it just says core rulebook.
Yeah, it says Genesis on there too.
I can't read that. I'm blind.
Yeah, well, it's yellow, so it's kind of faded at a distance.
That's dumb.
But yeah, I want to check out Genesis. Savage Worlds sounds good. And then this summer they've got that Marvel D&D type game coming out.
Oh.
Well, you're not going to be Iron Man,
Yeah.
but you can have skills and abilities like Iron Man and other Marvel
You'll
heroes.
be the tech guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the artificer.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that one. I've already talked to Nick. He's trying to track me down a copy of Strange World or Savage Worlds. And I've already talked to him about the Marvel one too. So once that drops, he'll let us know.
Nice.
So, but I thought it was great from start to finish. I thought they did a really good job telling the story. I mean, it was a little bit of a kooky story, but it's a D&D campaign, so you expect it to be a little crazy.
Yeah, it felt like a genuine campaign turned into a movie.
Yeah.
It felt like someone went to watch people play, wrote down all the sessions and what happened, had to cut some of it out. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And just said, here's your movie.
Yeah.
And it was great.
And the really cool part is I wish I had known this before we went, but when we all went, we went with a group of people, and one of the guys in our group, Mike, he's a little hard of hearing from playing music and everything for so many years, so he always gets the headphones when we go to the theaters. And he said when he was in there listening to the headphones that, yeah, he could hear all the dialogue, but in between the dialogue, there was another voice that was describing the scenery to him. He said it was just like having a DM describe everything to him.
Yeah, I really wish I had that.
I know.
It would have been great.
It sounded so awesome the way he described it. I've told other people when they go to watch it to get headphones and listen for that. Because I thought that was a really cool element to that movie. But I'm looking forward to it. Now, they have talked about doing a second one. There's been some suggestion that it may have to do with Dritz, the dark elf from the R.A. Salvatore series. That could be really good, really interesting. I'm really hoping for that. And then you and I talked about this the other day. The director for the D&D movie, John Francis Daley, is actually also an actor. So if anybody listening has ever seen the show Bones, he was Dr. Sweets.
I was like, where were you going with this again? I forgot. I remember us talking about it, but I forgot.
He's been in some other stuff too, but Bones was probably his biggest, longest running, recurring role that most people will recognize him from. I mean, he's been in some other movies and stuff like that, but in Bones, he was the really young psychologist, psychiatrist, psychologist guy or whatever, so he's got this real baby face and everything. So it was really cool. It was a movie made by a D&D guy, of a D&D nerd about D&D, and he did a fantastic job.
Yeah, and it all felt genuine. Like the fat dragon, even though it has lore.
Oh, fat dragon.
It felt like, to me, as if my cat jumped on the table and like, okay, now you have to kill the cat.
Yeah, a cat jumped on the table and the DM just ran with it.
Yeah, it felt like that, even though I know the dragon has lore.
Yeah.
But they could have just said that name because it was Fat Cat.
Who knows? They may have named their fat cat that. They may have been a big D&D nerd. I mean, my cousin has a cat. She named it Smog.
Yeah. We had a cat named Riker from Star Trek.
Yeah.
What a loser.
But was there anything about the D&D movie that you didn't like?
No. And, like, some people made comments about the shape-shifting. Like, she did it, I think it was, like, 9 times, and the only way she could have done that is if she was level 20. But it's, like, it's also a movie, so you have to exaggerate it, because it would have been, it's a lot cooler to see that than to see her stay a fly.
Yeah. Well, and there were some questions about not only the number of times, but the forms that she used.
Yeah.
Well, it's a movie. They're going to take some liberties.
Yeah, they're trying to show you all the iconic monsters. That's what they're trying to do.
And I really like the fact that they had the gelatinous cube and the displacer beast and the mimic.
The brain eaters. I forgot what they're called.
Yeah.
Dang it. I know what they are.
Yeah.
A mind devour?
Maybe.
Something like that.
But I mean, they had all those iconic D&D creatures.
I like how they literally just introduced you to the mind devour. It said it only goes after smart people, and then it just walks right by them. You don't even get a fight. It's mostly the DM just saying, you're all a bunch of idiots.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah. So that was pretty good. But I don't know. I mean, I thought it was a great movie, and I walked out of there thinking that was probably my favorite movie of the year. And then we went to the movies the next week.
Yes.
So,
we're real short on the D&D movie. It was good. Recommend it. Great movie. Nothing wrong with it that I felt.
yeah. Now, the other thing about the D&D movie, though, that I did like is so many theaters had so many promotions going on for it.
Yes.
Like, our theater had the popcorn bucket in the shape of a dragon head. Mm-hmm. And I think I've already posted some pictures of that out to the Facebook page. Now that all the popcorn's gone out of it, Lord Brad came up with the ingenious idea of putting all of my D&D dice in it. So now when we play D&D, I pop open a dragon head to pull out my dice. I think that's clever.
Yes.
Very clever.
Thank you.
So I appreciate that. But there was some of the Cinemark theaters had a D&D, a big giant D20 popcorn, holder. Mm-hmm. We couldn't find any of those.
Yeah.
Of course, I also went to the wrong theater that may have played a part in it. But then others had like metal tins for popcorn buckets and stuff. And I think I've got one of those somewhere. I just don't know where it is. I don't know. Maybe I left it in somebody's car.
I can see that. But yeah, they had a lot of promotions for it. It was really good.
We got posters and a map.
Yeah.
So that was
we learned
neat.
that they barely explored the world at all.
Oh, yeah.
But
they have got so much more to do on that.
Yeah, but they kept it small. They listed a lot of names of the world, so you can get, I know that. I get that reference. But, they didn't expand too much because it's a big world.
Well, and in most campaigns, you don't explore but a small section of the world anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Yeah, they definitely left a lot of room to expand and grow, which I'm really hoping they do.
And I hope all of the other ones are just as silly. Oh, wait, quick thing. Favorite scene from the D&D movie? And favorite character?
I'm probably going to say my favorite scene is when he's dancing with the loot when they're trying to sneak past the guards. Mm-hmm. It's all an illusion, but it's still pretty fun, pretty cute. I'm like, the bard's over there being all ridiculous.
I like when it failed. My favorite character? Mm-hmm. The bard? Is it the bard?
Well, I mean, I like the bard, but I think as far as favorite characters go, I'm torn between the druid and the barbarian.
Yeah, my favorite character is the barbarian, only because during one scene she threw a potato at the villain because it felt like...
And that's a very D&D thing.
It's a very D&D thing. Just, I want to throw a potato.
Yep.
I'm going to throw a potato.
Yeah, but they haven't done... I never saw them do what we've done in campaigns, which is wait till somebody jumps in the water and then pee in the water.
Yeah. Or push someone down this, 30-foot drop because there's water down. Well, I didn't know there was water down there, but he was lucky there was.
Yeah. And there was no big red button for them to push that blew everything up.
Oh, yeah. Just so y'all know, I had a campaign once where within the first 5 minutes, there was a big shiny button, and when they hit it, it was the party died.
Yeah, we all had to roll new characters. People were not happy with me for pushing that button. I even knew what it was going to do in advance, and I still did it, just because I wanted to irritate everybody else.
I did it because I wanted to let them know that when you die, you die. Well, and see how stupid they would be.
I play D&D like I play Magic. I'm out to annoy everybody.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm a Pally with 26 AC. I don't get hit. I don't care.
I'm still going to hit the red button.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Insta-death.
Yeah, that's fine. It's the only way you're going to hurt me.
All right. Now we can go to the Mario movie.
Okay. So, if you've been living under a rock, they announced the Mario movie
a year
ago
2020. It was in 2020? I thought it was in 2020. I think they announced it, but they didn't tell you any cast or anything until like last year or so.
Yeah, they had announced it in like 2020, and they said it was going to be coming Christmas of 2021. And then in February, they did a Nintendo Direct where they dropped the cast.
So good.
And at that point, they were still saying Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Or Christmas 2022. So I guess they announced it in 2021.
Okay.
But, obviously things happened. It got delayed.
Yeah. I just remember the Nintendo Direct because I was watching it live and was like, oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, and you came over as soon as you got home from work that day and was like, look at this! Showing me all the cast, and we were both just in awe by the names. I mean, they had Chris Pine as Mario.
No, Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, sorry. Chris Pratt as Mario. Chris Pine was the bard from D&D. So Chris Pratt as Mario.
Jack Black
as Bowser. Seth Rogen as
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. Who was Luigi?
Charlie Day.
Charlie Day. Anna Joy Taylor,
that was the only
whatever,
name I didn't
was
know.
Peach. She's been in a few things. She's kind of new to the scene.
Keegan-Michael Key was Toad.
Was there any of the other big names?
There was.
I mean, there were some other names that I saw that were recognizable to me, but Chris Pratt, Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Key, Charlie Day, and the other one. I can't come up with his name now.
We just said all of them.
I know.
I forgot. Which one did you
Seth
not name?
Rogen.
Seth Rogen. Okay. So which one did you not name?
Yeah, Seth Rogen. So, those were all pretty impressive to us.
Oh, yeah. And the moment I heard Seth Rogen was Donkey Kong, I waited to hear the Seth Rogen laugh through Donkey Kong's face.
And it worked.
I almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah. So, the movie was so good. So good. If you've ever played any of the Mario games, there is so much nostalgia baked into this movie.
Oh, yeah.
You've got things from Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario 3, Mario Kart, Smash Bros. There's a little bit of Luigi's Haunted Mansion in there. A little bit of DK Country in there.
Oh, yeah. That was great. That was like the original soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. They even had some Donkey Kong in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of sound effects, a lot of soundtrack stuff. Just super, super well done. And I really liked how they did Bowser as the villain.
Yes.
He's a villain, but he's in love with Peach.
Yeah, and he's also, none of them really have character depth because they're video game characters that are on the screen, talk like 3 sentences of dialogue, and that's it for the game, and you're just jumping around.
Yeah, there's not a lot of depth, but it was still so much fun.
Yes.
And the animation was so good.
Yeah, it was super great. I got one complaint, and that was that Peach was good at everything. There's no character flaw there, but that's normal for nowadays in movies, so you just get used to it.
Yeah, and
it's so common. I'm just numb to it.
Yeah, and that I guess I'd have to kind of agree with you because when you think Mario, you don't think Peach as a lead character. Peach is always the one to be rescued. Mario's tracking her down from castle to castle, trying to defeat Bowser to rescue Princess Peach.
Yeah.
Even in the other games that have come out, she's just not the lead character. She's not the warrior. She's not the fighter. She's not up front in the battles.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a dramatic reversal from the video games.
That was a forced retcon for girls to watch the audience and movies and sell toys and stuff. So.
Well, right now it's all about representation, equality, and things like that. And when you've got a male-centric video game, you've got to do something.
Yeah.
And that was the easiest way to do it. It worked.
It worked.
The movie was good.
It was still good, yes.
But yeah, that's something a little different from most of the games that it draws its inspiration from.
Toad was Captain Toad from the Captain Toad video games.
Yeah.
So that's another thing is for Toad. I just realized that.
Yeah. And if you pay attention in the backgrounds for a lot of that stuff, Like when they're in Mario's apartment and things like that, the stuff hanging on the wall all makes different references to other games and things. I mean, Mario literally sits down on his bed and starts playing an NES console.
Yes. They have Jumpman playing the original Jumpman Mario.
Yep.
So that was pretty neat.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of little hidden Easter eggs and stuff in there that if you pay attention to is just really quality work. So I was really impressed by that. This thing has shattered all kinds of records for animated movies and opening day, opening weekend.
Oh, I believe it.
You know, domestic, worldwide, the whole 9 yards. I mean, this thing is gangbuster moneymaker.
They really went to the right studio. That's the difference.
They went to Illumination, which is the same people behind Minions and Gru and all that stuff.
They went to the right people.
Yeah, they did quality work. So they are talking about doing a sequel for this one. We're not real sure what it's going to be yet.
Please be a Luigi's Mansion. It'd be so good.
Yeah.
A Mario Party.
So somebody from the cast, I can't remember who it was, may have been Jack Black, came out and said that if they do a sequel, he wants Pedro Pascal from The Mandalorian as Wario.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Oh, yeah. They could have Wario and Luigi.
Waluigi.
Yeah, Waluigi. That's my bad. And literally have Mario Party with those two trying to cheat and everything in a goofy way. Kind of like Wacky Races. Mm-hmm. It could literally like Dick Dastardly and the dog, and that's their version of Mario.
So Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Mixed together with Wacky Races?
I'm just thinking of Mario Party. You already lose friends playing it.
We don't lose friends. We just drink a lot of alcohol.
No, that's Smash Bros.
Oh, that's right, Smash Bros.
Yeah, Mario Party is where you lose friends because, like, come on, man, just let me get a star. And you go, yeah, I got you. And then you buy, or you let them have the star and immediately steal it from them. I let you buy it. I told you I would.
That's true.
So, yeah, I can see the next one. Oh, man, if it's a Mario Party and you see them doing mini games throughout it, trying to win the star, maybe it's just one. You just have to win the star.
Yeah.
And they're just doing a bunch of mini games trying to get to it. That
could be interesting.
Yeah. Peach is either holding the tournament or she's decided to join it, and her partner's Daisy, and Toadette's the one in charge.
Oh, God.
Because they didn't have Toadette in the movie.
No, they did not. They also didn't have Daisy.
Yeah.
So, unless they've already started on the script and all that stuff, I wouldn't expect that movie for a couple of years.
Oh, yeah. But, hey, I got pretty good ideas for that movie.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, they did a pretty bang-up job on their own for this one.
Mm-hmm.
But... yeah, that movie knocked D&D off the top of the list for me. And so for me, my top 3 movies so far this year are Mario, D&D, and John Wick.
Yeah, that's mine. I think I still enjoyed John Wick more just because I'm a big action person.
I liked John Wick a lot. I mean, 3 hours of John Wick is awesome.
Had the tracker not been in there, I think it would be number 1.
That's what did it for me. That's why it's at number 2, because the story was not as concise. I think Mario and D&D did better jobs telling story.
They did.
And they had action.
They did. They had John Wick. Yeah, I'm going to drop it and put Mario up top because John Wick didn't have a gorilla in a suit jacket and sunglasses driving around in a go-kart.
Yep.
That
was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like Toad's monster truck when they did it.
Oh, yeah. Little guy, big truck. Yeah, you knew.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah, he's compensating.
For his height, at least.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So, and just, without doing too much of a spoiler alert, when you go into like Mario Kart and you get to custom build your car and you get to choose like your tire and your frame and all that kind of stuff.
That, yeah.
Yeah, they literally had that in the movie where the characters went up there and they were spinning the wheels to build their cars.
Yeah. And for those who know, they know. Let's just say Bowser was in a jar. If you know, you know. I had to explain that one. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I have to admit, I did not understand that reference. I'm old, I admit it.
It's not a reference to any video games. It's just a reference to the internet. Like if you've been on the internet and you see something in a jar, you like, oh God, no.
Yeah, so I would advise you not to Google it, especially around your parents.
But that was also one of my favorite scenes because I laughed, and my buddy who was sitting like 3 chairs down was also laughing, and he stared at me like, "Don't you dare say anything!" It was pretty good. We had a field day with that scene.
Yeah. And then we came home and found a jar big enough
for a little Bowser
for
figure.
our Bowser figure to go in just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I got a picture of Bowser in a jar.
And you sent that to your friends just to freak them out.
Yeah, and he was not happy with me. He was like, "You really were able to do that?" By the next day, yes. I didn't have to buy anything either. That was the best part.
Yeah, I know. All right. I mean, when my office looks like a toy store and electronics store exploded or had a kid together in here, we can have a lot of fun with a lot of stuff and don't have to buy anything.
Yeah, my friends were not happy to wake up one morning and there's a picture of Bowser in a jar. For those who understand, you understand.
Yep. So, I don't know. Do we want to put that on Facebook?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, you don't want to. A lot of older people wouldn't get the reference anyways.
I don't think there's a lot of older people on our Facebook page.
That's not the point. The point is, people my age would get it.
I know. We could throw it up on our Instagram feed.
Well, most people probably think it's a reference to the movie, and we could just put spoiler and just leave it like that, and then other people will just be like, why is Bowser in the jar? Get Bowser out of the jar, please.
And we could have some fun with that. Not that kind of fun, though. Get your head out of the gutter, people. So.
Comment if you know.
Yeah. Yeah, if you understand Bowser in a jar, let us know. We're curious to see how many people get that joke.
If you can find the post and
no,
no, link the post.
No.
You don't see anything.
Don't care.
You don't see anything.
Don't care. No.
Tell people to go to that site then. Tell them where they can find it.
Oh God, you're incorrigible. At least it's not 2 girls, 1 cup.
You're right.
Which I've heard was fake.
I don't ever want to know.
Yeah, me neither. I know what it is, but that's all I care to know.
No, just don't. Also, just don't look up One Man, One Jar. Don't. That's another thing. If we're talking about jars, don't look that up.
Oh my God, there used to be this website way back in the day that had like all these weird, goofy movies on there, and somebody made a kung fu monk movie called The Sound of One Hand Clapping.
Oh God.
It was so messed up. I mean, we all knew what it was in reference to, but that wasn't a movie. Oh, and there goes our mascot. I told you she barks.
Hey, what are you doing?
She hears something. She might want to go outside.
She's a menace.
She's our mascot. Leave her alone.
Menace.
Whatever.
That's what I call my animals. See?
So.
Anyways, back to Mario.
Yeah.
We're getting off topic for Mario. My bad.
Yeah. So
jars came up.
I think my favorite scene from the Mario was when they were doing the carts on Rainbow Road and the blue turtle shell and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think they did a really good job of incorporating some of that.
I liked Luma. Anytime Luma, this blue star, talked,
he was so freaking funny.
It could be a she. I don't know. I think it's a he though.
Yeah.
I think they said it was.
But I mean, you have this lighthearted kid movie, and then you've got Luma sitting there, just saying this messed up stuff.
Oh boy, the sweet release of death.
Just like, what the hell?
As he's going to die. Mercy.
Oh, that was so funny. I mean, such a contrast from everything else that it really stood out.
And it was still in like a childish voice too, which made it perfect.
Yes, it was so great. So messed up too. So yeah, yours was the Donkey Kong, mine was the Mario Kart scene.
And anything with Luma, honestly.
Yeah, anything with Luma.
But because of that, Princess Rosalina also might be in the next movie.
Oh, that's true.
And it may be Toadette competing with Toad for the star, and Rosalina has the star, and they're competing in the Mario Party movie. That'd be cool. And
spoiler alert, there's no Yoshi really in the movie.
No. You see, like, Yoshis, but not the Yoshi.
Yeah. However, if you go and watch it, they've got 2 end credit scenes, one midway through the credits and one at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
And they tease some things.
Yes. So there are double credits.
Yeah. Also, Jack Black sings.
Yes.
And I have been told, or I have read, that song actually qualifies so that Jack Black could be nominated for an Oscar for Best Song. And I think that would be perfect.
I don't think he would, but I think it's funny and he deserves it.
Yeah, it's great.
God. He put out his own YouTube music video for it, too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to find the link and post that out.
Yeah, do it. Jordan found it. I know. That's how I know it's out there.
Nice. So that was an interesting movie, and I laughed so much, and I was pointing out Easter eggs. I was, oh my god, look. Yeah,
it was
so much to see and do. You really need to pay attention. It's one of those movies that if you watch it the first time and watch for the movie and the story and everything, you really need to go back and watch it again to pick out all the Easter eggs. Mm-hmm. But I knew there were Easter eggs that were going to be there, so I mean, I was watching from them from the word go.
Yeah. So
I probably missed some of the dialogue just because I was looking on the screen to see what all was there.
The dialogue was actually very simple, and there's not as much dialogue in the movie as you think there is.
No, there's not a whole lot, which is good.
Yeah, no, it was good. So you probably didn't miss a whole lot.
No. But I was really paying attention. Every time they went to some type of landscape or city scene or anything like that, I mean, I was scanning, trying to pick out references for different things. Mm-hmm. You know, like, oh, okay, that there looks like a Mario Party board, or hey, we're in Mario's room. Let's look and see what all he's got on his walls. And,
yeah. Oh, this is the desert map.
Yeah.
In, Super Mario 2.
Yeah. You know, okay, what kind of buildings and shops do we have around the city? Things like that. I mean, I was looking for all kinds of stuff for all those different references and found a bunch. So that was pretty cool. I am eagerly waiting for this one to come home.
Yeah.
Because once they get that sucker on streaming, yeah, I'm going to watch it. That's going to be one I watch again as soon as I can without going to the movie theater. Not that I have anything against movie theaters.
It's just pricey.
Yeah, it gets a little pricey, and we've got other stuff coming out. Now, looking ahead, this is one we haven't really talked about much, but I know you're a big fan. Are you interested in Reinfeld, the Nick Cage zombie movie? Or
Vampire.
Dracula movie? Yeah.
Vampire, not
zombie, vampire.
I'm partly interested because it's commercials and everything says, hey, this is a goofy movie, and it's Nick Cage, and I'm like, well, I gotta. But at the same time, I don't know. He has a lot of bad roles.
But he said that he has intentionally gone over the top for this one because it is a comedy horror movie.
Then I'll probably go watch it. Me and my wife will definitely go watch it because she also likes Nick Cage.
I don't remember exactly when it comes out. It may be coming out this week. I know it comes out soon.
Yeah.
And I want to go see it too. So if y'all go see it, make sure to invite me.
Okay.
I want to.
Wait, no, you make fun of my Nick Cage movies.
No, I watch Nick Cage movies. I make fun of Nick Cage.
Okay, why? He don't need that. He's already had a hard life. Leave him alone.
Look at some of them. I mean, he is so over the top.
Leave him alone.
Hilarious.
Leave him alone. He's great.
He is great. I love Nick Cage. I love him. Bless his soul. He's a fun actor, and he has had some bad roles. Most actors have, but he is so over the top sometimes that it's just downright hilarious.
Just be nice.
Did I not just say I like his stuff?
I'm just saying be nice.
So, whatever. So, from a comic book perspective, what are we looking at?
We got the Marvel movie coming out in May.
That's Guardians of the Galaxy 3, May 5th? I
think so.
Yeah, I think I'd said that I'd heard that they'd pushed it back to June, but I guess not, because everything I'm seeing now still says May.
Yeah, and then we have the Flash movie.
That's in June, I think. And Spider-Verse is June.
Yeah. And the One Piece stuff, still, I don't know when that comes out. It's just sometime this year.
The live action?
Yeah.
That's Netflix, right?
Yes, sadly.
You know, they get so close with things, but they still miss the mark.
They're just like Dak Prescott.
Ooh,
always there to catch it, but always end up fumbling it.
Well, Dak's a quarterback, so he doesn't really catch.
My bad. Always somehow screws it up.
Yeah.
Real good stats, always ends up screwing it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I have to admit, after what they did with Cowboy Bebop, I'm a little concerned.
Look what they did to He-Man.
That was animated.
Okay.
I'm talking live action remakes of
anime. I'm just saying, look, when you give them something, it always falls flat.
That was actually Kevin Smith that did that. Netflix bankrolled it, but that was all Kevin Smith.
Okay.
So
I didn't think Clerks 3 was super great.
Fuck you. Get out of here. Clerks 3 was awesome. It was a tearjerker. It was funny and sad.
It was funny, but a lot of it was also bad.
You're not emotionally invested in those characters like us old people are that grew up with them.
No, I liked it. There was just a lot of parts of it you can tell were...
they were written in as callbacks and throwbacks to the old stuff.
No, not that. There was a bunch of scenes in it that were very, would say, political. In your face. Not really hiding it.
Such as?
We'd have to turn it back on. I just remember watching it, and like there was a few scenes that just made me go, I don't know, that feels forced.
I'm trying to really understand.
That's the newest one, right? The one that came out like last year?
Yeah, because really it's about
his daughter.
Smoking weed.
There's like scenes when they're like in the big mall and all that other stuff. The daughter said a bunch of things. Rewatch it.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch.
I don't know. It just felt off-putting. I just want to watch a comedy.
I don't remember Harley being overly involved in that.
There was a girl.
There was a bunch of girls in that movie.
I know. It just felt like, you didn't have to say that. I'm here to watch a goofy movie.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll go back and watch it again. I mean, I'll admit I did watch it through a nostalgic lens when I went into the movie theater and watched it, just because I knew that they were bringing in all the old characters.
And it was good. Those parts were good.
Okay, we'll see. I guess I'll watch it again. Okay, but that's really all that we've got. Yeah. So we've got Guardians in a couple of weeks. And then a month before we get more stuff.
Yeah, and we'll get 2 of them pretty much back to back.
Well, and at least those 2 will be Marvel versus DC.
Yes.
Okay.
While he's too busy coughing, keep up with One Piece. It's really good. Just encouraging y'all.
Blah, 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 One Piece, blah, blah, blah. That's all I heard. So, interesting point. Now that James Gunn has joined DC...
He's dying.
Now that James Gunn has joined DC... They have started rumors that the idea of a DC Marvel crossover is more likely than ever.
That happened sort of before, so yeah. That makes sense. There's even heroes that are like fusions of them, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and if they're doing all this multiverse stuff in both of them, who knows what we might bleed over into now. But all this talking's aggravated everything, so I need to go take drugs. Legal drugs.
Do drugs, kids. He's telling me I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Hey, did you turn it back on?
Yeah, I turned it back on. I know how to work a microphone, jackass.
I didn't hear the click.
So, that's probably because I was still coughing. But, so I guess we'll call it here for now, so I can go try and get better.
Do drugs.
Whatever. And we'll be back. Probably the next time you hear from us, it'll be after Guardians of the Galaxy. I've got some travel coming up. You've got some work coming up.
Yeah. I am going to Scarborough Fair this week, so there might be some stuff I can get there that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a Renaissance festival, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
I don't dress up. I don't have that type of money.
It's not really that expensive unless you want to buy the armor.
I don't have that type of money or confidence.
Yeah, I bet when if you go into the stores and look at some of the clothes, you'll find that it's not too bad.
Maybe.
So talk to Adam. He can tell you. They go to Texas Renaissance Festival down in Houston every year, and they all dress up.
They're also like nerds.
What do you think you are?
Shh, that was funnier.
You're a self-hating nerd? Didn't that make you a Jew?
No, Kanye, no.
Cupid, yee!
All right, we're going to let y'all go.
Well, all right. We've got to find something else to sign off with, though. That's Fantastic is worn out.
I don't remember how they ended. Oh, get in the jar.
Damn you. All right. Well, until next time, in the jar.
No.
No, you said it. You said it. That's what we got to go with, right?
No.
Well, then give me something else.
I don't have anything else. That's the problem.
It's all in the jar.
God, no.
Just end it. Just end it, he says. All right, people. Till next time, signing off.
Get in the jar.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Nerd Shit. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/LordBradBrad to see when new episodes drop. Or you can find our channel on YouTube. Just search Lord Brad Brad and look for our logo.
You can listen to all of your favorite episodes of Nerd Shit directly from our website, www.lordbradbrad.com, where you can also learn a little bit more about us and the products we use and reference on the show. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to donate to the show, we gladly accept donations at ko-fi.com/LordBradBrad. That's coffee, spelled ko-fi.com/LordBradBrad. Or you can just click the link at the bottom of our website. If you have any comments on anything discussed in this episode, or would like to suggest a topic you would like to hear us talk about in a future episode, hit us up on our Facebook page. Again, that's facebook.com/LordBradBrad. Until next time, this is Riorik signing off and telling you to keep doing that nerd shit because you know we will.